Good evening. So tonight we are going to talk about how to get people on LRP. So one of the things that I love about doTERRA is that it's got a really good retention rate. It's not a one-time product that you just sell and then you have to constantly find new customers. It's a business where you get people using oils, they sign up on LRP, and then you enroll new people and your business grows. It moves forward. That's how you get growth going like this. So I want to show you how I get my people to do LRP. And I don't want anyone to get discouraged because not everybody on my team gets on LRP by a long shot. Most of the people I enroll do not do LRP. They order from time to time, but a good handful do. But I would say out of like 10 people, I would be shooting to get at least half of them on an LRP of some kind or another. You know, maybe it's not going to be over 100, but it could be, you know, maybe they're doing 50 or whatever. So the first thing that I do when I enroll somebody is when I'm talking to them, I tell them all of the things that they can expect when I sign them up. So I'll let them know, and I realize that you do not have as easy of access to books like we do in the US. And I realize that sometimes things are cost prohibitive. So make sure that whatever you're doing is going to fit into your budget. I don't want you spending more than what you're making, especially if that's a financial burden on you. But I do want you, what I like to do is I like to reinvest my fast start money. So if I make $20 on, or excuse me, it would be 80 ringgit on fast start for somebody buying the basic kit, I like to reinvest at least half of that into helping get them to continue ordering in the future. So basically you're just reinvesting, you know, maybe half of your fast start. Now I realize, and I do want to validate, when I first started doing this, I had to use every last dollar or ringgit, if I lived in Malaysia, to pay for my next order that month because my funds were so tight. So I was very creative with what I did to keep people ordering. So one thing that I do is when I am enrolling them, I'll let them know. I will say, okay, so one thing I'm going to do for you is you can buy them the Modern Essentials app, or you can at least tell them about it. If it's too expensive for you to purchase it, please don't for them. But if it would work, just say, hey, go ahead and download this Modern Essentials app on your phone. And I will, because I want you to be able to have access to using or knowing how to use your oils. And then I'm also going to set up a wellness consult with you where I'm going to show you some really great resources and tools for using your oils as well. So I plant it in their mind as soon as I'm walking through the process of enrolling them that I am going to get them, do a wellness consult with them. I also do something called Oil Camp, and I am going to go through and show you all of these things. So I don't want you feeling like I can't remember all of this. Like I will walk you through step by step, or each step of the process. We also do Oil Camp for everybody. I invite them to my Oil Camp, and Iman is going to do an Oil Camp. He's going to get it. He's going to do all the slides and everything. I'm going to show you in just a minute in Bahasa Malay. You guys, if I say the wrong thing, I'm sorry if I pronounce it wrong. But he wants to have it in Bahasa so that people can understand it even better. So I do wellness consult, and then I get them involved with Oil Camp. And then one other thing that you can do, and we talked a lot about doing DIYs if you were at the DIY on Sunday with Julie, is in the US we do have access to more products. And so one thing I like to do is when somebody enrolls, I get them a book, or in your instance, you can either show them the app. The app and the book are the exact same thing. I give them the money to download it, and then I give them samples of some other products that doTERRA has. Now, I realize, because what I want to do is just show them that, first of all, doTERRA has a lot of different products that are going to help them with their lifestyle, and I want to get them using something that they're thinking, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So I don't know if you have access, you know, for me, I would get little containers, you know, I know there's different stores that you, online stores, like your version of what we have in the US of Amazon. I know you have similar things here. Even if you get some little empty containers and give them a little sample of your shampoo and conditioner, or a little bit of your facial cleanser or something, so they realize, oh, there's other products outside of the oils And then they can have the opportunity to try just a little bit, so they're gonna want to order more. So just to recap before I go through each individual step, I show them how to purchase an app, and sometimes I'll even purchase it for them so that they have a resource for using the book. I set up a wellness consult with them so that I'm gonna show them how to use every single oil in their kit. And I do 99% of my wellness consults online because it's easier that way. And then I also get them into Oil Camp. And I'm also gonna show you that in just a minute. So I'm gonna show you Oil Camp, how to do a wellness consult, and then getting them the app so that they have access to figuring out how to use their oils. And one thing that you guys, that you do here in Malaysia that I love is WhatsApp. We have not embraced WhatsApp in the US. I use it to communicate with people in other countries, but not with people in the US. And I love that you'll get your users in your group because it helps them to feel like they're a part of something. And that is the biggest thing you can do, is help everybody feel like they're a part of, that they're a part of a group, or they're a part of something, or that they are with other people using oils so that they don't feel like they're all the way alone. And then one other thing you can do is just send them a little welcome gift. I wanted to give you a little welcome gift to doTERRA and give them some, maybe some samples of the skincare line, or a sample of the shampoo and conditioner, or you could even throw in some roller bottles. So that's the type of thing that I like to do when I enroll somebody. I do invest a little bit of money into them because I would rather spend a little bit of money having them order, or after they've ordered, so they continue to order for a long time, than just to have it be a one-time order. Okay, so the first thing that I want to show you, I'm gonna share my screen so that you can see it. Full screen. Okay. Oh, you can take a tour of my Word. Okay, of course, now we have everything open. Look at my baby giving me a kiss. Okay, so this is something called Oil Camp, and Iman is going to be putting one together just for Malaysia. And I'll be involved in the group. I'll still say hi. And you'll probably have some of my videos on here, but he is gonna have some of you do these videos. So basically what Oil Camp is just a tutorial of getting started with doTERRA and how to use your oils. So don't get too motion sick. Give me just a second. I wanted to go back to the beginning so that you could see what it looks like. But basically, there is a post about an oil every single day that's gonna have it typed up like this. Lemon oil, it's good to remove Band-Aids. It's really good in your water. It's good for a sore throat. It's good to clean with. It's good for your mood. And then there will be a video on lemon, and it will be like a 2-minute video. So it's very brief, and then there's usually a challenge of the day. Go ahead and get some lemon, put some in your water, and then people have an opportunity to learn what you can do with lemon, and then we give them a challenge to actually go and use their lemon that day so that they can figure out more of what to do with it. So you will be creating some of these videos so that as your teams, you get them into this Oil Camp, they'll be excited to see you and hear from you. So this is Oil Camp. We're gonna create one just for the, just for my awesome team, Iman's amazing AOF team in Malaysia. But again, you'll notice there's a graphic for every single oil, and then there's a video for every single oil. And they're the oils that are in the Home Essentials kit. So the basic 10 oils. And then I do have a couple of videos that I've told Iman, you guys are welcome to use any of my content. And I'll do one just on cleaning. So you'll notice that there's videos on each oil. And then I have a video on how to use the top 10 essential oils for beginners. It's just a very basic video that I had someone come in and actually professionally record. And you'll see me with my hair done. You may not recognize me. And then there's a video on the Loyalty Rewards program. So there's really good information that we want everybody to see. So this is Oil Camp. And I do want to ask real quick if there are any questions. If you'll type it in the chat box, I'm going to just keep an eye on that. If you have any questions about Oil Camp, let me know. So basically, this is for anybody that you enroll. So you're going to let them know that you're going to put them in a Facebook group called Oil Camp. Oh, I forgot the best part. At the end, we do prizes. So you'll notice, I think this graphic's kind of funny, that we announce who the winners are for Oil Camp. So I will just post a poll that says, Did you complete all 10 of the daily challenges and the 2 extra miler challenges? If you did, you will be in the drawing and we give away something for free. I'm not going to go through and micromanage and make sure that everybody really did what they said. They just have a chance to be honest and say yes, or they could say no. So I let them choose for themselves if they really did it or not. So again, I did a video on making your own cleaners, and I demonstrated with some of my favorite products of how I did that. So the next thing that I like to do is I like to do a wellness consult. So I want them to see, now I'm going to show you what we use in the US. You will have to be a little bit careful with this, just because we do not have the same products in the US as we have in Malaysia. And I don't want to get anybody's hopes up for, oh, look at all of these products. So there is a guide just for the products, like to do a lifestyle overview with them, or a wellness consult. But so many of the products in there are just based on what we have there's a lot of stuff just based on what we have in the US. So I probably wouldn't use that one until you guys get a few more products. But what you can use is I like to get on Zoom with them just like this. And I want to just show them around doTERRA's website. And you can show them, the websites pop up different. Like if I was a member of, if I lived in Malaysia, doTERRA Malaysia would pop up, but you'll notice that up top it says doTERRA.com/US. So all of the information is going to be pertinent for the US. And I do not have access to your brochures or what it says on your back office because I'm in the US. So maybe you have some really great resources that I can't see. But one thing I like to do is briefly walk them through the website and how to use it. So I'll just show them, the products tab. You can find out about all the oils that they offer here in Malaysia. And it gives you a little brief description of what each oil does, and it also shows you exactly how much it costs. If you want to learn more about doTERRA and where they started and where they're from, there's a bunch of information on the company tab. Caring just shows you all of the Healing Hands projects that doTERRA is doing. And Healing Hands is their charity, and it's a really cool organization. So my favorite tab that I want to show you today is the Advocates tab, because it will show you a lot of things that will help you as you use your oils. And my favorite thing in the world to show everybody is the product blog, because it has so many great recipes and just tidbits of information. So you go to doTERRA.com, you go to Advocates, you go to blog, and if you don't have access to this in Malaysia, you can do /US so that you can find the product blog. And then you can find all of the really great recipes that doTERRA has. So this will be really good to show people, especially if you know that they love to do crafty stuff or like to make their own things. So on this product blog, they have a whole section just for DIY, which is great because it's going to give you a lot of fun things that you can do with your oils. And a lot of them are very simple and basic. Some of the recipes are more complicated, but most of them are fairly simple. For example, this soft scrub cleanser is something I absolutely love to make just in my home. And you make it with baking soda, cast iron soap, water, vinegar, lemon oil. So it's fairly simple. You could make some aromatherapy Play-Doh. My kids love this. So if that interests you, there's a recipe for Play-Doh. But there's a lot of really great recipes on here that will show you just fun things to do with your oils that may also save you money. Because if you're making your own cleaners and you're saving money on gifts that you buy for people because you're making them yourself, you're going to save a lot of money, which is really great. And you're going to help them to be healthier. So you'll notice at the bottom that there are 5 pages just of DIYs. So if you go back, you'll notice that they have several recipes. And again, you're going to get a lot of really great ideas for things that you can make with your essential oils. And I do realize that again, a lot of these recipes are US based, and you guys, we eat really junky in the US, so you roll your eyes at some of these things. But there's some fun recipes and just ways that, again, you can incorporate your essential oils. I do know that you like shrimp. I see lots of shrimp in lots of the food. So on the strawberry slip citrus slush, you definitely can't go wrong with. Again, and you go to back on the product blog, there is a whole section on healthy living. and it is going to have all sorts of product tips, like cleaning your diffuser. It's going to have tips on how to use your oil safely and to clean with oils other than citrus. And it's going to show you how to clean with eucalyptus or tea tree oil. So there's a lot of really useful information that I love to show any new product user so that they feel excited about their oils that they just purchased. And then the next thing that I do is I show them, or this is the wellness consult portion. So I ask them, I'll just say, okay, so you've got your kit. Are there any oils that when you opened up that kit, you're just feeling like, wow, I have no idea what to do with this? I listen to what they say, write it down, like, okay, they're not sure what to do with oregano. They're not really sure what balance oil does, and maybe they don't know what citrus bliss is. They're feeling confused. So I'll write down the oils that they're not as sure of, and I will just do a brief rundown of every oil. After I listen to their health concerns or goals. So I write down the oils that they may be confused about, write them down, like, I'm not quite sure what to do with this. And then I say, okay, so I would also love to hear more about you and what your goals are for your health. I have noticed that no matter what country I am in the world, and I have by no means been to all of them, but I've been to a decent amount, people will typically tell you a little bit about what's going on with their health. Sometimes they won't, but a lot of people they want to talk about it because it's important to them or it's like a big part of their life. So I'll just say, and some people are private, I get that, but what I'll say is, okay, so I want to hear about either 3 goals that you have with your health or 3 concerns that you have with your health, and I'm going to write them down, and I'm going to show you how you can use the oils to help with those goals or concerns. And these can be goals or concerns that your family has or that you have, your kids, it doesn't matter. I want to show you how you can get good use out of them. So let's say they say, okay, I've got anxiety, and my son has ADHD, and then I also want to use them for my immune system because I get sick a lot. Now remember, I wrote down the oils that they were not sure what to do with, and I'm going to hopefully be able to incorporate some of those oils into what their goals are, and I can show them how they can use that. Now, of course, if there's any of the oils I know they have, I'm going to, of course, send them in that direction. But so if they are struggling with anxiety and I know that they just purchased a home essential kit, I'll have them pull out a piece of paper and we'll draw a line right down the middle of the paper, and it will say oils that I have and then oils that I want. And then we write down their 3 goals or concerns. So anxiety, you'd write down anxiety. And if you're doing this virtually, again, you can just write this down and have them write it down. Say, okay, I want you to draw a line down your piece of paper and tell them what they're writing down. Anxiety. And you can say, okay, so in your kit, you've got 2 oils that I absolutely love for anxiety. And that is going to be lavender and frankincense. And the way that I use those is with the lavender, sometimes you can even get like an empty spray bottle and make a little mist that you can put on your pillow, that you can put on, just spray on yourself if you're feeling anxious. Or you could use frankincense. Frankincense is another, it's just good to help balance your brain and get it working as it should. So I love to use lavender and frankincense. And you have these 2 in your kit, and here's exactly how you're going to use them. And I show them how to use them so that they're not feeling confused. Now, the next thing I would consider purchasing is some balance oil. Balance oil has been my favorite oil for anxiety, and so that is an oil that you may consider purchasing in the future so that you have that on hand. And another one is Peace. Peace is my personal favorite alongside Balance for anxiety, so I really like that. So I also noticed you were talking about your son and his ADHD. And again, I do love several oils in this kit. One of my favorite oils is lavender and frankincense for that ADHD. There are some great oils in this kit, but there are some really good focus oils that doTERRA has. They have an oil called In Tune, so I would write that in the oils I want column so that you could think about getting some In Tune. And then you've got peppermint, but one thing that's really good with peppermint is wild orange. So if you were to get some wild orange and peppermint, that also just helps me to focus and wakes me up, and I feel a little bit more alert and focused. So that might be really good as well. So those are some things you might want to consider for ADHD. Now, the last thing on your list I noticed is the immune system. So I noticed that you mentioned you weren't exactly sure what to do with your oregano, and this is going to be a great time to use that oregano. Oregano is so powerful for immune systems, especially when you just feel like you've been knocked flat and feel horrible. So what you can do is get some vegetarian gel capsules, and you can take them internally. Or the other thing that you could do is just roll some on the bottom of your feet. Maybe you'll want to get a roller bottle because the oil is hot. It might irritate your skin, so you'll want to make sure you dilute it with some fractionated coconut oil. And you could just put some on the bottoms of your feet. Some oregano is really good. Now, some other fun things about oregano while I'm thinking about it is it's really good for warts. I love to use it if you ever get a wart. It's also, if you have a horrible case of stinky shoes, you can spritz a little bit of oregano in there and it's going to help kill the fungus in your shoes. So those are just a couple things I love to do with oregano, but mostly what's important right now is that it's going to help you with your immune system, which I know you've been worried about. Now, another oil in your kit that's really good for immune systems is On Guard. I love the On Guard. It's amazing just for killing germs. In fact, I actually clean my house with On Guard because I know it's going to be super helpful. And I really know that you're going to have a lot of, hang on just a second. I know you're going to have a lot of luck with that On Guard and cleaning. I want to see real fast before I make you too sick if I can actually find the wellness consult form. I'm going to see if I can just pull up. I don't see a wellness consult form. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get you one because it will help. You can do this exact same thing with just the piece of paper, but the wellness consult form is also really great too. Anyway, so the whole idea is that you are creating for them a direction about what they're doing with their oils. Now, you can also give them a 2-minute spiel total on what each oil does in their kit. But what I like to do at the end of that wellness consult is I want them to have really good clarity on how to use their oils, and I want them to have really good clarity and direction on purchasing oils in the future. Now, this is when I talk about the loyalty rewards program, because that is an absolutely crucial part of your business, right? So I'm going to show you, oh, sorry, my screen. Let me get it pulled back up, and I'm going to show you again where you can get some really good references. Share desktop. Okay, so check this out. If you go to advocates, resources, and flyers, you're going to find something for, now you won't want to use this as my enrollment kits for the US, but you'll notice that we have a handout just on the loyalty rewards program. So I like to show everybody this. And here's my spiel for the LRP that I explain to everybody as I'm doing their wellness consult. So remember, we go through showing them some basic resources for the ways they can learn about their oils, keep it simple so they don't feel overwhelmed. And then we're going to go through their wellness consult, make sure they feel comfortable knowing how to use every oil they've purchased. Now, if they purchased a big kit like the oil sharing kit, don't worry about going through every oil. Maybe ask them what oils they feel like they'd like to know more about, because I don't want you spending 3 hours going over 25 different oils. So don't, most people do a kit that's more in the, the home essentials or below kit. So I just make sure that I briefly cover each oil so they know what to do. And then I want to go over the loyalty rewards program. And here's what I say. I say, okay, so here's what I love about doTERRA. You are not required to order monthly. You will still be able to keep your discount. You will always get 25% off when you order. But here is a really great program. As we've talked about, there are several things that are really going to help you at home. And so I know that you're going to want to continue purchasing your oils. And there's actually an even more cost-effective way to do that. And that's the loyalty rewards program, which again, I want you to remember is optional. So you can cancel it at any time. You can change it at any time. So don't feel like you're going to be tied into this forever. I just want to show you how to save even more money. So here's how it works. Every month that you order at least 50 PV, you are going to start getting at least 10% back in free product. Now, My Malaysian friends, I am so sorry. I do not know exactly, like I would figure out roughly what 50 PV is in ringgits. In the US, 50 PV is roughly equivalent to $50. So I would have that figured out so that you could say, you know, in my terms in the US, I would say, you know, 50 PV is at least about $50. You know, most products are, if it's 1 PV, it's $1. Now it is different from Malaysia. So I want you to get comfortable knowing what that is. So you could say, you know, 50 PV is roughly equivalent to, you know, X amount of ringgit, so that they know, they kind of know what they can expect to spend. So every month that you're spending at least 50 PV, you're going to get at least 10% back. So what you're going to notice here is that every 3 months that you're consistently ordering that 50 or more, you are going to jump up 5% back. So let's say that you're doing 100, because that's really easy math. The first 3 months, you're going to get 10 points each month. Now, you don't have to spend the points that month. They go into a doTERRA bank account, is what I like to call it. And then you'll notice each month, in the middle of the month, they add the points from the previous month. And then you're able to use those points to get free products, which is excellent. That is how I purchased my first bottle of helichrysum, because it is more of an expensive oil, and I had enough points to get that helichrysum for free. Now, here's the great thing. After 3 months, you're going to jump up to getting 15% back. So you're going to, that next 3 months, you're going to get 45. Like if you were to do 100 each month, you'd get 45 more points. So month 9, you're getting 20%. So by the end of the year, you're getting 30% back. Now, here is what I love about doTERRA, is doTERRA is very understanding about your budget. Some people have things come up some month, and it is difficult to do that order, and we totally understand that. So what you can do is you can, oh, this doesn't have a chart on here that I like, but that's okay. So what you can do is they have, you can do what we like to call a placeholder order. So remember, if you're ordering less than 50, you're not earning points, but it will hold your spot. So it's like a bookmark. So let's say that you're at 20% and you have like 200 points saved. You're just gonna save them and, you know, buy all your, you know, buy a bunch of gifts for all of your neighbors, and your car breaks down or the air con goes out at your house. One thing you can do is just do a minimum order. So you could do an order that's 5 PV, and it will hold your spot. It will make it so that you don't go back to 10%. You can cancel your order again at any time. That's always an option. But I want to make sure that you can keep those points. So you could maybe just do like a 5 PV order, and it will hold your place. You won't earn points, but it will hold your spot. And then the next month, if you can order again, you'll start climbing up that ladder again, which is really great. So this is the loyalty rewards program. And I actually want to log in. Let's get logged into your account, and I'm happy to show you how to set that up. So then I show them how to log in, and I show them how to set up their order, because a lot of people are confused about that. And one fun thing that you can do is offer a gift for doing an LRP. You can just say, hey, if you would like, if you want to do an order of 50 PV this month, I'm going to give you 3 roller bottles and some bath salts for free. Get them doing LRP, get them excited and excited about getting those points for free. So that's just a tip of something that I do for LRP. So another thing that I do, hang on while I look for this again, is I've created a little graphic of things that I like to throw out. Let me see if I can find a text, because it's actually on my text messages. But I like to send a little graphic of I like to do little welcome packets. I like to give them maybe like access to that app, like I could purchase it for them. Another thing that you could give them is you could give them like a little sample of the shampoo and conditioner, and you could give them a little sample of balance oil. So it doesn't matter what you want to do, you are going to get some stuff. You can give them some stuff for free. So I'm actually going to pull open this picture so that you can see this. Sorry, it took me a minute to find it. Oh, I closed it. One moment. I really want you guys to be able to see this picture real fast. I was just trying to close my, okay. Okay, here we go. So this is just, and again, you guys don't have these same products, and that's okay. You can get creative. This is where you can order some empty roller bottles. You can mix up some bath salts. You can give them a sample of the Deep Blue Rub or whatever. So you can definitely be creative. So I don't want you feeling discouraged because you don't have the same stuff we do, because you can still figure out a way. So if you can see this, this is a little welcome. This is the welcome gift I give to anybody who enrolls. Now, what you can do is you can give them a link to the app. You could just say, here is a link to the Modern Essentials. Ignore the respiratory drops and the sleep complex, because I know they don't have those in Malaysia. But you could make your own. You could make your own little sample goodie bag that you get. So, and again, you'll notice on here it says they're going to get oil camp education, wellness consultation, and an online support community. So I'm listing out for them exactly what they can expect when they enroll from me. Now, all of these things are done so that they experience doTERRA's other products and they get educated on how to use their stuff. So you could give them a little sample of Citrus Bliss, you could throw in some bath salts or something like that. Again, this is just an example of things that I do to get people on LRP. Okay. All right, just making sure I have everybody muted. So I do want to know if anybody has any questions. I think I covered everything. I talked about oil camp, a wellness consult, and then a little sample goodie bag, or making sure that they get, like, they know how to find the app so that they know how to use their oils. And then for you guys, I'm sure you have a WhatsApp group that you put them in, whatever your online community is. So these are just some fun, easy things that you can do to increase your chance of people getting on LRP. Now, the last tip that I want to share with you is mindset. And I know we've talked about this a lot because it's something that I think is so important. If LRP makes you uncomfortable and you feel like it's extremely expensive and it's a big burden for you, it's going to be harder for you to get other people on LRP, because a phrase that I love is that energy doesn't lie. So even if you feel comfortable with, even if you say you feel comfortable with LRP and you really don't, a lot of times people can sense that. They're like, what's really going on, you know? So get comfortable with LRP. LRP is an incredible way to save money. And it's an incredible way to get the products at an even bigger discount, because at the end of a year, you're getting 30% back in free points. You're already getting a 25% discount. So you're getting a 55% savings. You know, that's really a key point that you can share with someone who maybe feels concerned about the cost, is that it's actually going to save you money to do the loyalty rewards program. So the more comfortable that you are with LRP and the more excited that you are about your LRP, the easier it's going to be to get other people on LRP as well. So that's the conclusion of my presentation, and I just want to see if there are any questions or comments. I think you can unmute yourself, or you can at least, if you want to put anything in the chat box. No questions? Did I just stun you guys with my amazing education on LRP, hopefully? Anyway, you guys are always welcome to reach out to me and ask me more questions, because I really, truly do want you to be able to have good luck getting people on LRP. Oh, someone's drawing on the screen. That's awesome. Is it me? Sometimes I accidentally draw on my screen. There's a ghost. Someone, you. This is an awesome message that I'm getting here. Okay. Oh, there's a chat. Thank you so much, Sammy. I appreciate that you feel like you feel more confident in inviting people to get on LRP. Yeah. And practice makes perfect. Oh, it says thank you. Are you guys proud of me? I finally learned how to read. Still working on that. But yeah, practice makes perfect. And I know that the first few times that you try some of these things, you're gonna feel uncomfortable and you're gonna feel like you're screwing it up. But here's the deal. If you ever feel super nervous about, if you wanna like maybe reinvest some money into getting them to order, here's the deal. If they don't order again, you're for sure not getting another check. If they do, you're gonna get another fast start check. So that's what always goes through my mind, is if they order a second time, I'm going to get paid 20% of that order as well. Okay, so Yanti asked a really great question. When will be the best time to do a wellness consult? Is it right after they get the box, or if they've used it for some time? I personally like to do it as soon as they get their oils. I like to do it within 1 week of them getting their oils, because I want them to keep that excitement alive. And sometimes I find if we schedule it out too far that they're like, I'm good, I don't need to use these oils, that's not a big deal anymore. So I like to do it, and I like to get it scheduled. You know, typically I know my audience, and I've been doing this for long enough that I can kind of tell, like, if I need to get it scheduled right then and there, that's great. But typically, I will tell you, I have a pretty good rate of people doing wellness consults with me. Some people will not do them. Like, you'll ask them a million times and they will ignore you, and then you think, but I'm just trying to help you. Most people, I can get them to do a wellness consult with me. Probably 9 out of 10 people that I enroll will do a wellness consult with me. So I like to get it set up right then and there. Or if I feel like they really will get back to me, I'll say, okay, now as soon as you get your oils, the first thing I want you to do is text me and say, yay, they arrived. And then we're going to set up a time to do your wellness consult. I leave it as simple as that. Any more questions? Any more? Well, you guys have given me wonderful self-esteem, because usually when I do a Zoom meeting in the US, that, like, by the time I'm saying, oh, thank you for being on, like, half of the people are already gone. And you guys have stuck around to the end. So thank you for making me feel so special. And hopefully these tips will be really good, really helpful for you as you're getting people on LRP. And thank you so much for taking time to be on.